Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here. Your daily update, of course, on Ethereum. Hope you all had a great weekend, and hope you're having a great start of the new week so far. First of all, before we get into Ethereum, wanted to quickly say that this is a pretty major week. If you missed it, on Wednesday we have the Federal Reserve interest rate decision, and in general, an FOMC meeting. Weeks like that historically have been quite volatile. I made a video on that yesterday, right? So if you really want to be prepared for this week, which I would say you need to be, check out that last video, why next week is critical for crypto, which I think it is. But that depends a little bit on what's being said on Wednesday. But okay, so that's going to happen. Be prepared for that. Ultimately, Ethereum, if we take a look at the price right now, it's basically still at the same levels. It's trading a little bit lower, as you can see right here. But it's been relatively stable on the higher time frames. That was the 4-hour time frame. If we zoom in, you can see some more volatility, some Sunday, Monday volatility, as you can see. But no, Ethereum is still relatively stable. We dropped down into those single prints as expected, around 4,600 and 4,580. Later yesterday, we got a decent reaction there, and we've been holding those levels so far. But the reaction we've gotten from those single prints is also not very convincing, and the lack of conviction behind that support in combination with the fundamentals kind of drives what I think at this point of time. And what I think at this point of time for Ethereum is that we're going to drop down into that main support level, which last week was our main resistance level between 4,500 and 4,480. All right, so frame that in your mind. That's the main level. All right, and that's that green zone right here, right? So that was the main resistance basically for the entire month of September and also the end of August. And then last week, Friday, we were able to break above that. That breakout continued quite aggressively into Saturday. But we did leave some imbalances. The first imbalance was right here around 4,600. That's also where those single prints were. Found some early support there. But ultimately, I think the support is not enough to expect a continuation to 4,800 and 4,900. I think it's most likely at this point of time. Also, keeping in the back of our minds that the interest rate decision is coming up, which historically has meant that markets pull back into that, some sort of de-risking. You know, it's a pretty major event. But for those two reasons, I think it's most likely we're going to fill the other fair value gap right here at 4,500 and 4,480 as well, right? So that means that I expect a further retrace, a further pullback action right here into that level, where, by the way, we have a lot of confluences, right? We have a fair value gap, but it's also a supported key level, as we know from last week and before. And right now, it's also supported by the 4-hour uptrend, the 7-day rolling VWAP, the 30-day rolling VWAP. So that's a very interesting level. I think yesterday we also spoke briefly about, you know, potentially longing that level. That's still something I'm thinking about. Although fundamentally, my apologies. Fundamentally, it's a tricky week, right? But so that's what I expect. And then the key is that we get a very strong reaction there. And that's also something you have to think about for yourself. Like, do you think Ethereum and do you think that the general fundamentals of the crypto market right now are good enough to expect support there, but also move into the next resistance level at 4,800 and 4,900, which is local resistance. It's not major, but still. And that is what I do expect. All right, so I do think we're going to find strong support there. Maybe consolidate a little bit on top of that, but from that consolidation, I do expect continuation later. And those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know about Ethereum for right now going into this week. So hopefully that helps. But yeah, hopefully it helps. But for now, if you have any questions, let me know. Join the Telegram, join the Discord group, ask me in there. But for now, that's it. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.